Hello, this is Judith, and what we'll be talking about today is being an energy sensitive. And the celestial team wants me to do the talking in this one because what do we know about it, beloved? They say, we are energy. However, they are right here, and don't be surprised if they pop in once in a while to add their 2 cents. So the reason I'm delegated to be the spokesperson is because I was born an energy sensitive to the extreme, and at a time when being one was not even conceptualized. At least nobody I ever talked to could explain it to me, and boy, did I need them to. And I am intuiting that whether you've been following the celestial teams in my videos or not, whether you just happened to see the title of this video out of the blue and were attracted to it, either way, it is very likely that you are an energy sensitive too, at least to some degree. And so I say welcome, welcome. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is tuning into my inner guidance all the way through, just to make sure that I stay focused in speaking from my heart, rather than get so shocked by the fact that I'm the one who has to do the talking, that I just slip back into the treadmills of my brain. And so I'll be resetting often, I assume. So please be patient with the pauses. So, what does energy sensitive mean? Anyway, it means being able to feel and perceive on all levels, including the physical, the energies that are around you to an extraordinary degree, beyond what is the norm. So far, anyway, on our planet, that is changing. I'm going to give you a taste of what being an energy sensitive was like for me, is like for me, and see how it relates. First of all, I felt different from the get-go. I mean, I remember feeling different, even at the pre-verbal stage of my life. Sometimes it meant I was special, because I could perceive so many extraordinary things. How could she know that? So I was labeled gifted. Often, however, it was more like there was something wrong with me. I'd get overwhelmed by incredibly intense emotions. Don't know how. I held them in my one little body. Or I'd just go on sensory overload for no seeming reason at all. I'll give you an example. Going into Toys R Us as a young mother to get Christmas presents for my children. The fluorescent lights, the stimulation, the energy, I would end up wandering through the store, no idea why I was there, with a headache, a fogged brain, and not knowing exactly how I was going to get out again. Crazy. Can you imagine me telling another mother about this experience? And then I also remember just a few years ago needing to go into Best Buy with my then 17-year-old son. Now, I hadn't been in Best Buy for years, fortunately. And we got out of the car, and I stopped, and I looked at it. Fluorescent lights blaring inside. All the stuff inside. And my 17-year-old son felt my paws. And he said, "Mom, it's okay. We'll get in and out real fast. I'll hold your hand." And he did. The whole way through the store. Excuse me. I got a little overwhelmed there, didn't I? It just goes to show you, though, the well of gratitude for being recognized with compassion that I felt, that I was gifted with by my son. Love you, Gabriel. Because most of my life, of course, I didn't hear those kinds of things. And bless all of their hearts, they had no idea. They had no idea, that's all. So I would hear, "You're too sensitive," or "You take things too seriously," or from my mother, "Oh, stop being so dramatic." Bless her heart. But I did live in a rather constant state of confusion and always wondering why life was such an extreme experience for me. Why did getting through each day literally feel like a heroic act? Why did sometimes just going out my front door feel as if I was walking onto a battlefield when I didn't want to feel that way? I wanted to feel the sun, the earth, the joy. I wanted to connect so badly with others. But, obviously, this weirdness of mine made me feel quite the opposite from connected. It made me feel actually quite isolated and alone and separate much of the time. Now, there was the big setup for me to overcome. I look back and see now. But then, either it seemed that if I just was myself, I commanded way too much attention, because it was like being myself was larger than life. I took up way too much energy. Or else I would be invisible, locked away in my own little world, feeling, seeing, perceiving so much, and not being able to share it with anyone, even with my most intimate relationships. Because if my partner couldn't see or feel what I did, how could he even know me, let alone relate to me? You see? You may see. So what I did was, well, first of all, I became an actor, and my ability to feel as much as I felt served me very well. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to be well. And so I became a therapist, because I'd gone to a few therapists. They couldn't figure me out either. So I thought, well, since I'm inside me, I can figure me out as long as I learn how. Nope, I didn't learn anything going to school or being an intern as a therapist that informed me about the way I am. However, it did serve me because what I learned as a teenager, which alarmed me, was that I could flip into another person's state of being. Just flip into it. Live it, feel it, and then flip out. Go, oh, is that what that's like? Now, that was scary as a teenager. Remember, that's the age when we're forging our identity. That's the age when I thought, I'm backing up a little, that I didn't even, maybe I didn't have a self, right? I have radically changed my views on, and feel rather glad that I'm not so tied to that ego self. But then it was scary. And it served me as a therapist, being able to flip in to a client. They could talk and describe all they wanted. I'd just flip in. And I would see the whole picture, the whole complicated picture, and feel it and know it with a great deal of compassion. But of course, I couldn't explain this to my colleagues. They would think I was just making assumptions about my client based on my own experiences. You see, it was an isolated way to be for a very long time. And then it was when I began channeling, which I, of course, never chose, but had been doing the whole time. Anyway, it was when I consciously became aware of channeling. Bless you guys. And that's when I began to understand myself. Not until I started to get messages, sorry, I'm getting choked up again, not only from light beings, but out of thin air itself, did I start to see that there was something going on here, and it was real. And I remember asking my guides, who are now, it was the ninth dimensional Pleiadian collective. They're now part of the celestial team. I remember asking them, how could I possibly be channeling air? What is this called, this whatever it is that I'm doing? How is it also that I'm actually now hearing frequencies all the time, which I started to and still do. I audibly hear frequencies. And they didn't go, well, I don't know, you must be crazy. They said, well, of course. Here's what you are. Claircognizant. Call yourself claircognizant, beloved. Okay. So I looked claircognizant up in the dictionary, and the definition was knowing without knowing how. Okay. Duh. That's where I started. I wanted to know how. So then I hear, you decode frequencies, beloved. That's how. You decode frequencies. Frequencies. Everything's rushing in me. Frequencies. That's energy. Energy is what everything on this planet and in the universe is made of. I am decoding energy. Bingo. No wonder I'd felt so overwhelmed all my life. Hello? Until I'd started channeling and was able to discern this whole other level of perception. I'd simply been deluged by a limitless amount of frequencies all my life. And I had no idea I could read them until I started to. And I had no idea I could regulate them. That has been my paradigm shift. And I'm still learning how to regulate them every single day, because in the energies we're in now, they're going higher and higher and faster and faster. We are not here to rest and be comfortable. We are here to go higher and higher and faster and faster. Oh, yes. One enormously useful discovery I made, which I'm feeling strongly impulsed by guess who to share with you now, is that because I am energy sensitive to an extreme, I'm also an empath to the extreme. This means that if I get triggered by something within me, something happens, it triggers a response, a grief, pain, anger, shock. That then will tap me into that exact same experience. Get this one, in the entire human collective. No wonder I would, and still sometimes get, emotionally overwhelmed. But now I know to stop and go, is this mine? Because what I'd been doing was just accepting it. This is unbelievable, but I would actually be processing the same experience for the entire human collective. That is something that an energy sensitive will do unless they know who and what they are. So, if you are an energy sensitive, which I've already let you know, I think you probably are, since you're especially if you're still watching. Then let's just not even question that. Oh my goodness, did my backdrop fall down? Oh well, this is definitely exposure time, isn't it? Now where was I? Yes, it is time, beloved. The celestial team is braiding now, you hear them? It is time, beloved, to recognize yourself and what it means to be an energy sensitive. It is a gift, and it is a very powerful gift that you have, beloved. And like all power, unless it is used consciously, responsively, sovereignly, it can just as easily victimize you. That is the nature of power. Eventually, as our Judith was, you will be pushed to recognize your power in order to claim it. And that, we tell you, beloved, is a whole other ballgame. A new paradigm. Sovereignty. What you're here for now. Judith again. You see, you need to know you're not alone with all that power. And you don't have to carry it alone. You don't have to carry it. It's at your command. It was the aloneness that was the hardest. And it was hard for me. But now, particularly in these rapidly moving energies, none of us need or should deal with our power alone anymore. So, I'm letting you know right now that I have been called to present the very first Tele-Gathering for energy sensitives on 10/29. It's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And all you need is a phone to join us, to be among your own, to have your questions answered from one who has been through the journey. And I'll probably get some new answers myself, since the celestial team will be there. And it is time to learn how to use new tools for this new energy, which is, it packs a wallop. And it's what you're here for, because you can handle the wallop easily. We all can. But we need to come together and know we're not alone. And in this very moment, I just want to leave you. I hope you join our gathering. Oh yeah, the celestial team's reminding me to tell you how. They're so practical, aren't they? The way to do that is go onto the website, www.thecelestialteam.com. Press the donate button in the right sidebar. Offer your reciprocal energy exchange of $12. Pay, oh, thanks. Say it's for the Tele-Gathering in the note, and PayPal will do the rest. And I will send you the access code and the phone number from wherever you are. There are international phone numbers within 48 hours. And all this is on the Celestial Team website too. So we hope to see you there. But now I was going to jump to say that I wanted to leave you with some things for right now, because we're moving into Mercury retrograde tomorrow. And that's going to, what's going on is, as a therapist, I would diagnose the energy as bipolar rapid cycling. We're going up to a higher frequency and then dipping down to pick up pieces of ourselves that are still caught in programs of fear, and then bringing them up and then dipping back down. It's like a roller coaster. The intention is to set us at a higher frequency. That's what we're doing. You know, it's like swinging back and forth to get to the higher place. But it's a challenge, right? So I wanted to leave you with some things. And What of all of them do I want most? All right. Unless you want to continue to hold on to fear and then live with reflections that will validate your fear, you need to let go of all beliefs in fear. Fear is a construct, an illusion. Okay? What I learned when I studied shamanism was where attention goes, energy flows. Remember that. Where attention goes, energy flows. So, you focus on the safety of your own frequency, because as you're pulsing it out, you're in it. Within your own energy is your own safety. There's no need for defense or protection unless you want to invite something in to validate that need. So you hold your own frequency. You hold the frequency that you desire to feel. For example, if you desire to feel loved and productive and just in flow, you feel that. You feel the frequency. You hold that. Okay? That is what you hold. Forget what's going on around you. That is what you hold. As much as you can, all the time. When you fall out of it, notice. Notice what thought, feeling, action experienced triggered you to fall out. Notice. Catch that sucker right there and release it. And then reset where you want to be. Sometimes you have to do this over and over and over. This is constant process now, and it is not going to lessen. There is very little downtime. We're going higher in frequencies. They go faster. We're spinning literally out of time. So you have to create the frequency you choose for yourself more than ever. I would say it's mandatory. And of course you'll fall off and get confused and screw up, act out. Of course. You catch yourself. You go, oh, I see what I was doing. You don't ever judge. This is a master's game. Don't ever judge yourself. Just reset. Just reset. Here's another thing. It's most important to take frequent timeouts throughout the day. Get out of the collective energy and regroup into your own, into your heart, grounded in the now. Get off by yourself, for yourself, out of love for yourself. It's almost a process of holding yourself in your arms, saying, okay, I'm here, we're fine, we're intact. Relax, breathe into your heart center. It sometimes can only take 5 minutes. The trick is to catch it before you fall in to overwhelm. And if you fall in, you fall in. Get out, you'll reset. Do this in nature. Get out in nature as much as you can, because not only is it soothing energy, but nature's energy, trees, grass, animals, everything, will actually feed you. They're there to feed you. They will support you. They will revitalize you. They will soothe you. So let them in at least once a day. Let your earth nurture you through this. And here comes the celestial team. Ah, beloved, let us in as well. Let your earth in and let us in. Because we are always there for you, just as the trees and the plants and your beloved animals are. So we are as well. Go into your heart. Feel our frequencies and let them fill you with our love. You are so not alone through this. That is the belief you must let go of. And you are so honored, so loved, so appreciated for all that you are doing now in changing the template, not only of your planet, but of your universe. We and all of your cosmos bow to you and are here for you. We love you, beloved. Never feel alone. And we hope to see you at our Judith Tele-Gathering. You see, we use the word see because see, hear, sense, taste, touch, it's all the same to us. How we love you. And we will do the signing off. Our Judith has stepped way back to let us through, so we will do the signing off and we honor her for all that she has presented on her own. Goodbye, pretend goodbye, beloved. We are always with you.